Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Financial Sins. My name is Renetta Milner Gardner, and I'm here with.
Tanya Scott Pilcher, your insurance professor. And we have with us Miss.
Mad Flow in the house. I'm not crazy now. Just mad about making a difference for life and others through financial literacy, and that's what we do here. So glad to have everyone here.
We're
We have a
glad to
great
have
show for
you.
you today.
What'd you say?
I say we have a great show for everyone, but I'm having a coughing attack. I don't know why. So if I turn off, it's because I have to make a cough.
Grab some water, grab some tea with honey.
I got it here.
Talking about, having a coughing spell, we know that the seasons are changing. So our bodies are reacting to the change in the seasons. Here in Savannah, Georgia, can you believe that we have cool nights and part of our days are cool? So in my home, we're opening the windows. I'm loving the fresh, crisp air. I may be the only one in my household who's loving it, but I am. But I am loving it. It is very necessary for women of a certain age. So that's what we're doing. But as the seasons are changing, be sure that you are taking care of yourselves, making sure that you're starting to take vitamin C, make sure that you're taking euthanasia. What are some other things that we can do? I love tea with ginger, honey, just making sure that whatever it is that's your health regimen during this time of year, that you go ahead and
And do it.
start it.
That's right.
Go ahead and start it. We don't want anyone getting sick. We have so many different things that are coming out, and you want to make sure that you are healthy and well, because we say health
Is
is
our wealth.
wealth. Absolutely, absolutely. So, what else is going on with you ladies?
Well, I'm gonna let you know what I drink early in the morning every morning. My little concoction that I do, which is ginger, garlic, lemon, with a little bit of cinnamon and turmeric
Turmeric.
Turmeric,
powder.
yes.
Yeah, I put that in there, boil it together, and drink it every morning on an empty stomach.
Oh, very
Yes,
It
good.
very
helps with
good.
pain.
Very
It
good.
helps with pain.
Yes. Turmeric is good for inflammation. So
Mhm.
you're absolutely right. That's very, very good. Tanya, what is one of your regimens that you do in the morning to get you going?
I am still on my vegan push to make sure that I am healthy, and I have a vegetable and fruit smoothie every single morning. This was Friday, so Friday was my cucumber, spinach, carrots, a little banana, and strawberries. And so that is my little regiment. And this is the month of October. We're on our last Friday of October, and we have been talking about health issues with breast cancer. And our question across the top of our screen is, have you had your mammogram this year? And we want to make sure that every woman out there makes every effort to take care of your breast. This is not breast cancer month, this is breast health awareness month.
Mhm.
And that is what we have focused our entire show for the month of October on this month. And we have an awesome show again for you today. So if we could have Miss Flo go ahead and bring in our guest today.
Okay, ladies, I want to introduce you to. I'm going to give you a great introduction to this woman. I've known her for maybe about the last 4 years. Miss Beatrice Pierre Jean goes by Beatrice Paul.
Mhm.
Miss Beatrice Pierre Jean is a licensed financial professional with a background in cosmetology. She owned a salon for 20 years. Jean joined the financial services industry as a licensed professional about 5 years ago and hopes to inspire, and that's exactly what she's doing, and educate her community on financial matters. Beatrice became a marketing director with the company and has one of the fastest growing teams. She's on track to become a senior marketing director. I know she'll get that by the end of 2022 December. And she has also won numerous awards. And also, she is a 50K watch earner with the company. So I want everyone to meet Beatrice. I'm putting her in.
You
There she is.
Thank you.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me put a little banner up here because I want you to know. Um, Beatrice,
How are you, Beatrice?
about you.
Good. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Thanks for
so that's
having me.
well, we're so happy that you decided to come on the show. We've heard some wonderful things about you, and it's always great to hear about women who are doing the thing in their careers, doing it in the community. So we thank you for being one of those firepower women.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Beatrice, I know today is a special day for you, a very special day. And I know you're
Thank,
going to share that with us. And this woman is phenomenal.
thank you. Oh my God. Forgive me, guys. And I've been having a moment since earlier today. So forgive me if you guys see some tear dropping because today is a special day for me. That was the day that I discovered the lump on my breast. And it was on October 28th, 2019. So it's just like I've been having a moment today. Just forgive me.
Yes.
When she shared that with me, I talked to her, I think it was yesterday.
2 days.
And she shared that with me, the anniversary. And this is, it's just phenomenal. God has a reason for you to be here. He's not through with you yet. That's what I always tell people when they're here, they're going through something. He's not through with you yet. He has something planned for you, and just be prepared. And you have a phenomenal story to tell. Go ahead, let's hear your story.
Yes, once again, thank you so much, my Flo, for reaching out to me. And I've been watching you from Facebook community for a while. When we finally met, it was a very good energy. And I'm glad you stay connected with me. And also, you already said everything. Once again, I'm Beatrice Pierre Jean. And you see Beatrice Paul. It's a little confusing going on. Yeah, Pierre Jean is my marriage last name. Now I'm Paul, back to Paul. So people might ask, but I'm back to Paul. So that's what's going on. So thank you. I used to own a salon, and for many years, when I started learning about financial concept, and I decided to be full time in the industry after 2 years, and I've been running my salon and also running my financial company. And later on, 2019, I decided to close the salon so I can be full time, so I can have that freedom, travel, and be happy, not being captive in the salon. But unfortunately, months later, I got diagnosed with breast cancer. So it was meant to be because after all these years to just make that shift, people would think I was crazy. But God already planted the seed for me. So he knew this gonna come, and I know there's some questions, so I will just leave it for the question in what I was about to say. So this is how my journey started to leave the beauty industry to stay with the financial industry, and I'm very grateful to be here.
Well, Beatrice, let me ask you this. I mean, congratulations for any time that we make decisions um, to allow us freedom, is something that is to be applauded. So we definitely applaud you for making the decision to find your own freedom and to follow your path to your freedom. But let me ask you this. We know that you're here as a survivor. So tell us a little bit about what happened. Was it a self-exam? Did you find something wrong? Were you at your normal doctor's appointment, your regular doctor's visit? Kind of how did you discover the lump?
Actually, I usually do my self exam every day, but for from like July, August, I got very busy and I stopped doing it. And the company was going to Israel in September, and I was getting myself ready for that trip, and I didn't do it at all in September. So in October, it was out of nowhere, and when I checked, it was like a big lump, like it felt like a rock. And it was kind of strange. When I checked the other breast, nothing was there, but when I checked the right one, it was kind of hard, and it was all over almost. And I reached out to a friend of mine, and then she said, I need to come over and see her. And I drove to see her. I live in Duluth, Georgia, so I have to drive to Lawrenceville.
Mm.
So when she checked it, she said, yes, we need to be in the hospital right there. And then I said, no, I'm not. I'm
Mhm.
traveling because I had planned. I need to be seeing my client in Florida. So she said, nope, I'll be on the phone with you until you get in the hospital. But she didn't say anything, but I see her face. I understand that. I say there's something going on. So this is how I discovered. It wasn't a, it just out of nowhere. I just felt something too hard. It was abnormal. And that's how I discovered.
Could you tell us what stage, if you don't mind, when you had your first testing, what stage the doctor say you were at?
Yes, it was stage 3. It start traveling, transferring to my lymph node and everything. So it was a high stage 3. It was Earth 2 positive. And yeah.
Hmm. Wow, God ain't through with you yet.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. And I know you have a few things that's in the pot right now, because I know you started a book and you finished the book yet. And what is your book really about?
The book is not finished yet. That's the reason on the note I put, people can still do pre-order, so the name can be on the back of the book, because by middle of November it's gonna send out for printing, so, and reviewing and everything. So that's how people gonna be able to get it. If I close this chapter, you cannot be on it after November 8th. My coach gave me November 15th, but I give myself November. If November 8th, I don't see the Zelle, the Cash App, I'm sorry, nobody's name gonna be there. I have like about 46 people already paid for the book, and I really appreciate everyone who did that and trusted me on this, because this journey wasn't easy. And that's why you guys see my daughter is on it. At that time, she was 11 years old when I got diagnosed. I was 38 years old. And at 40, you have to get your mammogram and all that.
Hmm.
And I was under 40, so I would never knew until, probably stage 4 or more. And at that time, I didn't have no pain either. So if it was for pain, I would never knew, because I started having pain. It was after mammogram and ultrasound and a biopsy. That's when I
Mhm.
started having pain. But before that, I didn't have no pain. And that journey wasn't easy, and I thank God for the strength he gave me, and I thank God for the people he brought into my life, because he brought people that I don't even know. He guide people like from groups of prayer. They were asking for prayer. People just reach out to me. And it was like, until now, there's people who came to my house when I'm in the hospital. They came, I just give them the door cord. They'll come and make juice for me. They'll make stuff for me while I'm in the hospital. And I don't have family in Georgia. My family, they're in New York and Florida. So it just like God brought a new family, new generation to my life. And I'm so grateful and thankful for all those people that I don't even meet yet.
Mhm. And you didn't have breast cancer, any type of cancer in your family prior to?
No, no
No,
prior.
no.
They even do the test and everything from my mom and my dad's side, no trace of cancer.
Mm, mm, mm.
So, what would you tell others today? What what information? What inspiration? What words would you have other people learn today?
It's just what I can tell everyone: love yourself. That's man, self love. Because if during this time, if I didn't know who I am first, I remember in 2014, God was teaching me, like sending me back to the book of John. And I was like asking God, why? Why? I read it over and over. And then I had three Bible on front of me, a French, Creole, and English. I speak three different language. English is my third language. So I had all three. I still don't understand. I say, Lord, can you speak to me to my level? Because right now I don't know what you're asking me for. And later on, I felt like it's putting me to understand who I am in Christ. And all this time, whatever I went through, that was 2014. If I didn't know who I was, right now I would probably be gone from so many ups and downs in life. And when this thing hit me, it will hate me big time, because with that relationship, and I trust the word he said to me, that I will be with you. Cancer will be on paper. So all those words, every time I feel like I'm going down, when I see my heart, the chemo messed up my heart. I was on medication for 6 months and I can't even breathe. I barely can breathe. All, just name it, all the side effects you can imagine. I had all. And people, if I want to use the restroom, somebody have to come. Even last year, somebody have to move me from one side to another from my bed. So all those things, every time I feel that, I say, Lord, you give me a promise. I know your promise. So always love yourself. Remember the promise God told you, what he said to you. Don't listen to other people, because you will hear a lot of noise. But you got to know who you are. If you don't, you will not be able to make it in this life. Because
Absolutely.
my book is not about the breast cancer, because the breast cancer was a speed bump. It's
Right.
just like when you're going through the speed bump, that's
Mhm.
how it was in my life, because I'm
Yes.
still get to my destination.
Yes.
It doesn't stop me there, because it was an eternal. And right now I'm getting to the light. That's why you see, walking into my new light. This is my new light right there,
Yes.
because there's so many people out there who's going through probably not cancer. It can be a marriage. It can be worse than a cancer in your life. But
Yes.
don't settle for less. It's not what they say about you. It's what you know about you. Because you can look at yourself in the mirror. People, somebody say, "Oh, she's so ugly," but you say, "Oh, this is an angel right there." Because it's not about what you say. It's about how I see myself.
Right.
Because
Mhm.
it turned me down. So as a single mom, God really helped me through. So that's why, if I can do it, somebody else need to hear my story. It doesn't matter. You probably don't have cancer. You probably never experienced cancer, but something else in your life probably worse than cancer,
Yes. You
because they have radiation, they have chemo, they have this. But guess what? Whatever you're going through probably worse than all those treatments who can destroy the cells. So you must believe in yourself. You must trust God on this. So that's what I have for those women out there, those, whoever, because there's some a single parent dad out there who's fighting worse than a female. So whatever you're going through, just trust God. He can do it.
What a fabulous testimony. You are motivating us from, we're not even talking about cancer, are we? Just talking about who you are,
Thank you.
and that is powerful all by itself. You are so right that people do get down when things happen to them. But if they do trust in God, He will make it through, help you get through. Just got to really trust. And what a powerful
And
message today.
know
Thank
your
you.
source, where the source of your strength truly comes from. And you are such an example of knowing your true source of strength, and knowing how that gives you power. And so hearing your story is just amazing. And what you've taken from your story is awesome, because you're saying to everyone, don't let, cancer sucks, right? It's always hashtag cancer sucks. But you said, hey, look at this and use this to elevate you, because
Mhm.
everyone is going to encounter pitfalls in their life. None of us are immune to those things in our life and those pitfalls in our life. But you're saying none of that defines you, and it should not define any of us. So we use those things as testimonies for others, so that they can build on that strength to know that they can carry on, and that they can continue to seek higher and higher and higher and higher heights. So absolutely, Con, you're correct. This isn't just about cancer. This is about people, and your story applies to anyone and to everyone.
Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Mhm. Yeah. And Beatrice, I have one other question. A lot of people might be thinking this, but don't know how to word it.
Right.
But When were you considered cancer free, cancer survivor,
Yes,
right?
ma'am. This
Okay.
year, yes.
When were you was diagnosed October 28th, 2019.
No, I discovered it in 2019.
Discovered it in
Yeah.
2019. When did you become cancer free? Do how long was it before, it was, basically to the point where you can say,
Actually, my last chemo was in January. I mean February 14th. Actually, it was January, but I had two more cycles to go through. But during the time I was on chemo, because I was supposed to do a total of 20 cycle of chemo. But when I get to the 18th, that was in January. So I was supposed to finish chemo February 24th. But in January, I had a vision, and I said, you know what? I need to have a Thanksgiving service to thank God for what He did during that time. And I scheduled it for February 19th. And I said, Lord, I want to finish chemo before that Thanksgiving because I don't want to come and testify your name still on chemo. No. And on the 14th, when I went, I begged my doctor. I said, "Can I do it like in 2 weeks prior?" She said, "No, you cannot." And she said, "You have to be in 3 weeks because otherwise the insurance won't pay." So I was like, I started praying. I was praying hardly. And February 14th, when I went for my 18th cycle, no, 19th cycle, and she said, because during that time, I was like, I would be stalking, blood would come out from my mouth and I would be talking, blood would come out from my nose. I was bleeding nonstop, and they can't even control that. So because of the side effect I was getting back and forth. And when I went that day and on my way to the hospital, I was still bleeding. And I showed her the video because I recorded everything. And I told her after they damaged my heart with the treatments, I said, listen, if anything happened, I'm gonna take you guys down. I'm so serious. Because you guys don't see any trace of cancer anymore. I keep getting tests and you still don't want to stop the chemo. And you see all the side effects I've been getting, you don't want to stop. So I said, I keep having proof and I have everything recorded. And that morning I recorded myself bleeding nonstop. And I show it to her. She looked at it, her eyes was red. She said, you know what? I know it's enough.
Amen.
I've already put you through so much. Today's the last day. No
so
more.
you have to be an advocate for yourself and
Yes,
just
we have to.
basically speak up. And you have a lot of people that don't know how to speak up.
Thank
And
God. Thank God for the knowledge that I had because I have to advocate for myself. That's what would keep me going. And she said, this is enough. She said, this is your last one. So that's how I ended up having 18 cycle. And the last one was, I can say January or beginning of February. Beginning of February.
Well, let us stop right here for our commercial break, and then you can come and tell us about your Thanksgiving party because I
Yeah.
want to hear about it.
Yes.
Hold on just a minute. Welcome back.
my team.
Let's get back. Can I cut this short? Welcome back. Now, Beatrice, tell us all about your Thanksgiving.
About my Thanksgiving, it's just like it was a day in January. I woke up and I was like, I had a dream that, it was, I see like there was a lot of dishes on the sink and a lot of chicken and everything. I was like, oh my God, people who know me, I'm a neat freak. Things have to be in order. So I was so disappointed. And I see this man came in and I told him, I'm so sorry. My house never looked like this. I'm so sorry. And then I said it was because of the Thanksgiving. That's why, that's why the sink is like this. I don't know why they left all those stuff in the sink. And he was like, okay. And then when I turned my head, I look at the sink, it was all clean. And there was only chicken left on the counter. And soon I woke up. My cousin called, and then I told her, "Listen, this is the dream that I just had." She said, "I guess this you need to have your Thanksgiving." And my daughter's birthday is February 20th, and I say, "You know what? I'm gonna have it a day before her birthday." And this is how I chose the day. And it was like everything. God called people like from my country who doesn't even know me, reaching out to me to give me like message that they got for me. And I was like, it's just confirmation and confirmation, and people from Facebook, and I want to thank them. And they just like looking at my video from my radiation when I finished radiation in June last year. And I was dancing because I said, you know what? I told my daughter, you need to record me because I don't know what dance David did, but I'm going to do my own dance. So,
Yes.
and then I thought, like, I didn't even know what dance. But the next day, when I was in the doctor's office, and then that was my 30 cycle of radiation, Monday through Friday. And then I was dancing, leaving that place. And this
Yes.
woman, and she said a lot of stuff to me from Facebook. I did not know her. I don't know. But she said, usually I don't check people's page, but I felt like to go to your page. This is what I saw. This is what I saw. And I was like, wow. And I told my daughter, can you please record this for me? And she said, you're going to be writing your book. It's not about you. You didn't go through cancer for yourself. You went through it for other people. And she wasn't the first one. And there was a woman I met in Sally Beauty Supply. She said the same thing. She said, girl, you look beautiful. And I said, thank you. She said, dude, that hair, it really looked good on you. I said, I wish it was voluntary that I went bald. She said, listen, girl. Anyway, I went through it 2 times already. So you preach into the choir. And right in there, she was talking, and she said, God just said to me that your mission is about to start. Get ready. There's a lot of people waiting for you out there. And she was talking. We stayed for 1 hour. Nobody can even come into the store. And we were like talking. It was a divine appointment. So this is all the confirmation. That's how I end up having the Thanksgiving. And it was phenomenal. And it was a celebration of my life.
Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So it
The
doesn't
right
matter when
holiday.
it is. It does not have to be in November, does it?
No.
Anytime you want it to. I bet you
Oh,
that
yes.
was awesome. Awesome.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
So
And
this month,
go ahead, because I have
this
another
this
question.
month, we've had some fantastic speakers and people talking about breast cancer and the awareness. And you're just another giving us hope, because so many people just and don't take it seriously. We don't take getting our mammograms when we need to. We don't uh, follow up with our own health care because women are just so busy. And we want to be able to tell them that this is the time. Take time for yourself and do the necessary health precautions, preventions, so that you can continue to be there for your family. And so many of us just don't do it, Beatrice. And your story is one of a busy woman, and you talked about just not doing it for a certain period of time. But just think about, people don't do it every day, or maybe once a month if they remember. I'm kind of guilty because I'm like, if I remember, I'll do it. But it's one of those things that we have got to really talk with our young, because again, it happened before you were 40, you said?
Mm-hmm.
38 years old.
Wow. So it's a message to our daughters. It's a message to the young, those of you before 40, that you have got to take care of yourself. You've got to, do the preventive measures. You've got to check and do self-care.
Mhm.
And thank you so much for just sharing that, because we've been trying to get the message out, and it takes a person like you to share the message in reference to breast health, but also share the positive message of believing in yourself. I am definitely going to be looking for your book. I'm going to go on your Facebook page and put my order in, because I was telling Renetta, wow, look at that passion.
Most
Look at that
definitely.
passion. It is beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing everything. So let me ask this question. So you're bald because
Because the treatment, the chemo, and since even you see some hair keep coming back, but the front still not growing. So as a hairstylist, you gotta look good. So since the front choose not to grow, so that don't stop me. I shave it every week, so keep going.
All looks good on you,
You
girl.
look
you
beautiful.
look beautiful. You look natural.
I just go with the flow.
I
All
thought
looks
it
good
was
on you.
cute. Yeah, I thought you just
Yeah.
decided to just cut it off. I wasn't sure. I was just listening.
Yeah, it's still like right here, it's still not growing. It's just like kind of bald. The cuticle is not open completely, but the rest of them still start growing. But I just I don't have time to look depressed with my hair.
Okay, okay.
Absolutely not.
Not
That's
my
not what we do.
hair.
Yeah.
And Beatrice,
Yes.
you being a small business owner for 20 years, having your own salon and everything, and most small businesses, um, they don't, get the insurance or coverage they needed, or they don't save like they should save. So with you being diagnosed with, with the breast cancer and everything, and I'll just get deep with it. How did it affect you financially? Were you financially prepared? Did you have anything in place that would basically help offset the cost and everything? Because a lot of people are not prepared that way. And a lot of people, it hits them financially, and this is called financial sins. And there are some things that, are very sinful, not getting the coverage that you needed, not getting protection. So financially, how did it affect you, and how were you able to basically, because this is going to help so many other people with the answer you're giving. How are you able to, bounce back financially?
Great question, Matt Flo. But I can correct that. For us as a business owner, it's not because we don't want to, we don't know better.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we have a salon and you have so many people walking in and out trying to offer you something, you don't know better. We just do hair. We don't know what's good, what's not good. So when somebody said, "Oh yeah, get this one, you're gonna get some income in 6 weeks, this and that," and I had those things because whatever they say, I take it. So because I want to be stable, because I always share my story. In 2006, I had a knife went through my hand here and came out here. The doctor said I cannot work for 6 weeks. But guess what? I didn't have a choice. I went back to the salon early. So it was kind of hard for me. So that's why when they talk about coverage, I make sure I get coverage. But I don't know if it's good, bad, temporary, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I put something. But in 2017, one of my client, one day she came up and she started talking about retirement plan. She started talking about college planning because I grew up in Haiti. So I don't have that foundation here, like, the process of college and everything. So I have to learn those process here. When she mentioned that part, and then I start thinking about that happened to me in 2006, and financially I can't do it to stay home. So I said, how can I learn about that? So she invited me to the workshop and everything. When I went there, I say, how can I, come and learn more? Because I need to know. Because there was a young lady in the office, her kid just graduate college, she don't owe a dime. And I said, and she's my complexion. I said, if it was a different complexion, I would say, oh, they just had some money sitting somewhere. But I see somebody like me. Her kids graduated college, Georgia State, and no fee, nothing. I say, you know what? I need to come and learn. And this is how I start my journey with the company. And I start learning. And I say, you know what? I can earn. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, how can I start? And they were like shocked because it took me 4 years, by the way, to come. I didn't want to sell no insurance. I didn't, because it was more about selling. And I didn't know about education. So now I start educating myself. And I was like, you know what? I need to do this. And when they start going to my portfolio, yes, I had something, but it was a lot of writer that who I probably don't even benefit from them. So this is how I start planning my financial foundation. And then when that happened, I'm telling you, it's just like I said before, it was a speed bump. It didn't stop me financially. I was in a better situation. So while I'm in my bed, I was still growing my business. While I was in my bed, financially, the protection that I had was able to take care of my needs, take care of my bills. I can say, thank God, we didn't have to pay all of the bills paid off. So, we're very thankful.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's awesome.
It is.
Knowledge is power.
Yes,
Applied knowledge is powerful. So you can get the knowledge, but the thing is, you apply that knowledge. That's the key. We can get all the knowledge we want, but if you don't use it, there's no power to us.
thank
So
you.
I love that. I love
And
that.
I think that's another thing too who helped me to fight this because I wasn't worried too much about tomorrow, like how this bill gonna pay, how this gonna pay, because that's another fact. Like when you're going through those things, you don't even know you gotta go back to work. And for me, I didn't have to worry about going to work. If I have to sleep, I sleep. If I have to wake up, I wake up. And some days it takes me a week to go downstairs because I can't. My body can, especially the time that I was on chemo and radiation. So my body can do it. So there's no way I will worry about going to work or pay my bill for the next day. So that was a blessing for me to shift to that industry and still growing my business.
Mm. And
Awesome.
I remember we went to Israel. I did miss you in Israel.
Yes.
You're going to Thailand, right?
Yes, I am. I just
Okay.
came from Spain and Portugal too.
Oh, I just came from Spain and Portugal, so we're going to Thailand, and I'll be registering today because my one of my clients is going to go with me.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. Get to travel,
Thank you.
but I miss you in Israel.
No, I was in Israel.
Oh, you did go in Israel.
Yes,
Okay,
I was in Group B.
okay. Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
you
was
got a
right after
powerful story.
Israel I got sick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All
You got
right.
a powerful story to tell.
So, ladies, we're going to take one more break and then we'll come back and talk with Miss Beatrice in reference to her book.
Thank you.
And we're back. So, Miss Beatrice, so you have a book that you are working on that will be coming out, and we know definitely that that book is going to be an inspiration to women everywhere and to people in general. So, tell us about your book.
Okay. Yes, my book is it's more about my story once. And also you see, like I said, the beautiful girl next to me is my daughter Laudia. It's her experience during that time. And I did not know that she was going through a lot. I
Mhm.
didn't know that how much pain she was dealing with, and until one day, and someone came to my house, and she was like, he said, it was one of my friend and her husband. They came in. He said, "Where's Lodia?" I said, "She's in her room." He said, "Yeah, she need to be here." So when we're praying, so because she's going through the same thing, but it was 2 days before that, she came up to me. She said, "Mom, you healed." I say, "Hmm?" She said, "Yeah, God said He healed you because of me." I said, "Huh? What you talking about?" She said, "Yes, God healed you because of me." And I was like, "Okay, how did you had a dream?" She said, "No, He said it," but she never tell me what she was going through. She
Mhm.
never discusses. She never see me. I never see even a tear on her eyes. So that day, and that's when the guy came. He said, "Listen, whatever thing you're doing for you, you got to do it for her too, because she's going through the same process." And until when we sat down with one of the author who's supposed to help us with the book, and she started sharing, I was like, whoa. And the lady was like kind of out of it by the time she hear everything. And now this is how we start, the process from confirmation after confirmation. So I need to write this book, but I didn't know when it's gonna start. So until my birthday was in September 17th, and then out of nowhere, I didn't plan it, but I have a friend who came to the party from Maryland, and when he came, and it hit me while I was in the 360 light having fun. It was an all white party, and I was like, it hit me while I was in there, and then it said, I felt in my spirit. Remember when he came down? It was for your baby shower. Now it's here again. In my head, I didn't really fully understand what's going on in my head. And after when they give me the mic to thank everybody, and then it hit me again, and then out of nowhere, I felt it, and I just let it out. I said, such and such came in for my baby shower. Now he's here for my birthday. This is the way I want somebody to celebrate someone. You don't wait until they're dead to say that you're gonna celebrate them, because they cannot even dance. And I'm here, and I say, I want to thank all of you to be here to dance with me, because this is how I enjoy my time. And I said, this person came, and I felt in my spirit, there's a deliverance, there's another birth of
Mm.
something who's about to come. I don't know what it is. I'm just saying it. I say, I don't know what it is, because when my daughter was about to come, he came. Now he came, he's here. So something is about to have birth or something. I say, I know I'm not pregnant. So but there's something, and then out of nowhere, it just came out of my mouth. I said, next time I want to see all of you here, for it, not in my house, because I want to be in a venue somewhere, and to have my book signing. And then I said, I want all of you to be here for me, to support me. And I said, I'm gonna write my book. If I don't declare it, I'm gonna sit on it for a long time.
That's
So
right.
today I declare. And guess what? That was September 17th. It was a Saturday. On Tuesday, I had to see my cardiologist. While I was there, someone from Facebook reached out to me. It was because of the party. She thought I was in Florida, and I thought she was living in Florida. But we friend on Facebook, so she reached out. She started talking to invite me to a show she was having for this month. So she want me to be a speaker on that show, and I said, yeah. We start talking. That's when she said she's an author, and then I said, I just declared that, and God already used someone from Facebook to say your author will reach out to you. Your author, she lined up everything, guys. I'm telling you,
You are a
Wow.
everything I had from June last year, this woman did just everything lined up the same way. And this is how I start the book. Everything you guys say, it's a month project.
It's a must project. Is that what you said?
1 month.
1 month.
Month.
1 month
1 month.
project.
Wow.
1 month. Everything was lined up. When I was telling the way I want the book cover, because I keep seeing it in my eyes, even the photographer was kind of confused. And I said, this is what I want. He started showing me green leaf, falls, trees. And I said, no, I want green. This is what I want. Because I keep seeing it. And I told my coach, this is what I keep seeing. And you see, everybody was like so pleased to see the cover. It's not something I planned. It's just like my spirit just keep telling me how he want it. So I know there's somebody out there. God want them to have that experience and hear my story. And I know it's good. I'm gonna hear more because it's not about me. What you guys say is not about me. I'm just doing the job. I'm just putting a message out there for the Lord. I don't know why, but I'm just being just obedient. That's all.
Amen. Amen. It's
Hey,
nothing like.
could you share your contact info? I like to scroll across. You can
Yes,
text it to me, and I can type it when I look at it. That's easier for me. I'm an old woman.
yes, and the same information too on the book cover I post on Facebook. You can share that too.
Okay.
Well, you certainly are, as I continue to say, the more we hear you speak, the more inspired I know that we are. And I'm sure that the viewers are as well. You're so passionate about everything that you do, and you do everything, you move with such purpose and such faith. So it is just awe inspiring to watch you. You can see it all over you when you speak. And that kind of faith is what God is looking for. That's the kind of faith and reliance and resilience that you're showing. And I tell you, I am just awe inspired by your story, by your recovery, by your purposefulness in everything that you're touching. So this book that's coming out, and it's so in purpose, and it's so in alignment with what your mission seems to be. And I just say that I'm excited for this book. I know our viewers are excited to hear more about your story. So we pulled it up, and it's called Overcoming, Walking into My New Light. How beautiful is that? It reminds us of that old song, Walk in the Light, the beautiful light, when we were kids growing up in church. But this is amazing. The cover is absolutely beautiful. I can see your vision and why you wanted it to be that way. I mean, there's light everywhere, and the greenness and the fullness. And it's
Put it
just,
up again for me so I can see it. Time. Oh, wow. That is absolutely awesome.
And we see that you're going to be a speaker later on. Is that tomorrow?
Tomorrow at my office, it will be live on Facebook. I mean, not Facebook, Zoom. It'll be on Zoom, and also it'll be in person.
Well, we wish you the best on your speaking engagement on tomorrow. And we thank you so much for being here with us today, sharing your story, and motivating women like you have today. And may God continue to bless you and keep you. And we look forward to being one of those people that have one of your books in our on our shelf, but reading to share your message with so many others, and definitely asking you to come back once it is out and up and ready to talk about that, because we want to be able to share this message that you have with so many other women in the world. And through our little program right here, we hit quite a few thousand people a day. And we hope that you'll get more people reaching out to you on Facebook and throughout the world, even on YouTube.
Okay.
Thank you, Miss Beatrice, for
Thank
being with
you.
us.
And before we go, if you don't do the pre-order before the 8th, I won't be able to add your name. Even though you do order, your name cannot be in the book anymore because we have to print it out. And the book
All right. I
signing
just
will
texted you mine.
What does that
yes.
mean, your name in the book?
So because all the people who do the pre-order, the name will be in the back of the book. Your name will
Oh,
you have your name in there. So I want to do that just to appreciate people and people who have business. You want to sponsor this book, you can I can just connect with you and give you the information. You can sponsor, your logo of your business can be on it as well. And also the book signing date is January 7th. It will be in Norcross, Georgia.
Okay.
Wonderful. Wonderful. We'll definitely reach out. Everyone, you hear how you can be added, your name on this awesome book that will be coming out. So, again, we thank you. We thank you. This has been an inspiring show. We thank you so much for what you've brought to us and what you've brought to our audience. I am Renetta Milner Gardner, and as always, I say, make it a great day.
And I am Tanya Scott Pilcher, your insurance professor. And as always, live life like there is no tomorrow.
And ladies and gents, this is Mad Flow. I am not crazy, but I am mad about making a difference for life of others through financial literacy. And that's what we do here. Thank you for joining us.
I like that.